1,200 metres once more then for race number 2. We go up a class though into Class 4 company here, headed by the Amazing Race, or just Amazing Race I should say. Blinkers on for the first time as he drops into Class 4 for the first time. Silly Buddies takes a drop in class as well. Giddy, plenty of speed from barrier 6. Kirov's first up since May. June, in actual fact, was a course and distance winner last season. Rocheford's his best effort was here over course and distance. That was back in June, and fantastic Fabio. He was a course and distance winner a couple of starts back, but that was in Class 5 company.
Again, expected to be pretty solid, the pace through the first 3 to 400 with Giddy, a noted front runner. Startling Power will have to work from the 10, but he'll be going forward too. I would have thought he's done his best racing from a forward position. I think Rocheford can sort of be right there, and Jungle King has shown some speed. The Old Boy Heart's keeper coming back from an irregular heart rhythm, but he has trialled okay. But there should be a little bit of scrambling for the early spot, which will generate some speed.
Deja Vu, he's second up this season, and he's improved a lot from his first up run. He's a 3-time winner over the course and distance. He's one of the ones I talked about that does like this particular surface, and you can see he's ready and rearing to go. Jungle King will be on the pace. He's a younger horse. He's only had the 3 starts, and this will be his first start on the all-weather, so he's at the other end of the spectrum here by Schwarzer. Just the 2 bits to show there, 1 old-timer and 1 new boy.
Speaking of new boys, should have mentioned there when I was doing the runners and riders, Alexi Bedell's back.
That's right, yeah.
So he's riding tomorrow night, Wednesday night. This is his first ride. Charity Wings will be the horse that he is riding. Of course, he was here last season, had a very good campaign as well. So welcome back, Alexi. As far as the key races are concerned, we're going to start with Startling Power, Giddy, and fantastic Fabio, trapped down there on the rail. Yeah,
well, you know what you'll get from Giddy, so we don't probably need to highlight him too much. I think Startling Power, his performance here was quite creditable. He did a fair bit of work from a wideish type of barrier. You go right back through his form. He's won 3 and had 9 minors over the course and distance. And I think just recently, probably sort of started maybe his last run at the end of last season, but definitely his first 2 runs this term have suggested that he's just getting back to some of his better form. It's been a while though. Yeah,
I've found him in, found him in the numbers, but the problem being he's drawn 10 again, so he might get a similar run.
Yeah, I think Joe might be able to spring him out of the gates and get him across outside of the lead, or Giddy potentially.
He's come up early favourites. They're 3.10 at the moment. Amazing Race. Blinkers on for the first time as he drops into this grade for the first time. We're going back 2 starts for him.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with him. I keep looking at him as being a horse that's going to be interesting in this class, Paul. Blinkers first time. He's probably going to run off his legs a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him find the line as he did here.
Yeah, I've snuck him in. I snuck him in just on the 4th line. Because those blinkers, he's been galloping pretty well on them as well. And, look, he's not adverse to the surface as well. You can see that. And he has been downgraded. So, a few things in his favour.
That was a lot harder race, that one we were looking at there, and he was taking ground off horses. So, he's got the capabilities, I would have thought, but he will give away a start.
All right, dangerous barrier 12 he's got to put up with here. Heart's Keeper put in a pretty solid trial lately, and Kirov was pretty impressive as well, but Heart's Keeper trialling because he had a regular heart rhythm last time.
Yeah, that's always a question mark, isn't it, with those, your heart going. He's an 8-year-old now as well, so you'd have to take him on trust. There was no pressure on him here, so but he did trial nicely. Kirov's put on 44 pounds, which is interesting. He's put on a bit of weight, but he has won fresh in the past, and he's been going well as well. He's been caught the eye in a few of his trials, so wouldn't be surprised if he ran well.
And one of the horses that just darted past Kirov there was Flying Ibis, who came out and won on Sunday. Sacred Ibis, sorry.
Yeah.
Sacred
he
Ibis.
was flying.
That he was, yeah. So could be a good form reference, that trial, but Heart's Keeper, you know he can handle the track and distance.
Yep.
All right, so a few question marks here, possibly. What did we end up with?
Well, because there is these question marks, I went with Deja Vu because he's been there, done that before. He's actually won off rating of 60. Yeah, exactly. He's won off a rating of 68 before, and he's now rated 58. And he's a 3-time winner over the course and distance. Kirov goes well fresh. Startling Power, a little bit worried about the draw, but I still think he'll run well. An Amazing Race, he'll be running on late. But I'd be backing Deja Vu each way, especially if he starts about $8, $9.
Yeah, initially I was going to tip Startling Power, but I just thought you'll probably have to take the skinnies with Joe aboard. So I'm going to tip Rocheford. I didn't mind his run towards the end of last season when second behind Silly Buddies. He was beaten a length. Then he ran a fairly poor one behind Strathclyde. I didn't mind his last start behind Happy Fiery Dragon. I think he might race well on the surface, as he has done in the past, sit handy, and he'll be an each-way price. So he'll be my play, back the 11 each way. Startling Power, Silly Buddies and Heart's Keeper, so 11, 10, 4, 3.